A brand new patch update is live for The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt and even live on Nintendo Switch. And in this video, we're just going to be looking at these patch notes, which is patch 4.04, reading through the patch notes and then just talking about this new update for The Witcher 3 and yeah, just basically what it means. So let's just get straight into it. So this released on July 19th. You'll be seeing this a couple days after it has released, but either way, it's new, it's out right now. So patch 4.04 for The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is now available on all platforms, including Xbox, PlayStation, PC, as the long-awaited Nintendo Switch. It brings to the Nintendo Switch version of the game some of the content updates from patch 4.0, which of course was the next generation update, and fixes from following patches that were available on other platforms. These include bug fixes, gameplay adjustments, and quality of life changes, as well as additional content inspired by Netflix's The Witcher series, among other things. This update also contains fixes for all platforms. So this is everything that is new. So these are the PC specific fixes and changes. So they fix an issue where GOG achievements for the complete edition will unlock the base version instead. Frames allowed by the maximum frames per second setting will now be counted properly when DLSS frame generation is enabled. Fix some instances where characters' hair could look too bright when ray tracing was enabled. Bald Mountain fixed a crash that occurred when ray tracing was enabled and all other ray tracing options were off. The Beast of White Orchard fixed an issue where loading a certain checkpoint save could cause the game to freeze if ray tracing was enabled. Fixed an issue where the game would start without a red launcher and open a browser tab request for permission to use Cyberpunk 2077 with your Epic Games accounts. Fixed an issue where inputs from a gamepad could still work while having the game in a suspend state. And fixed an issue where a second cursor with high sensitivity would appear in the main menu when hardware cursor was set to off. So hopefully if you experienced any of those issues in the past, those will no longer occur, and that's everything PC specific for patch 4.04. So now we're on to the console specific stuff, and they fixed an issue where certain hairstyles from the Beard and Hairstyle Set DLC were clipped through the Nilfgaardian helmet on previous generation consoles, so obviously the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Fixed an issue with flickering textures that occurred during Gwent matches on next-gen consoles. A Tower Full of Mice fixed an issue on previous-gen consoles where the conversation with Akira would sometimes not trigger after the fight with the Pester. Cabaret fixed an issue with some visuals with Dandelion's model before and during the stage fight on previous-gen consoles. The Lost Wish and Wandering in the Dark fixed an issue where the game could crash on PlayStation 5 during these quests. Improved stability during or after loading a save file after playing in ray tracing mode for prolonged periods of time. Fix an issue where the cross progression setting does not update the interface of the cloud saves status correctly on Xbox Series X. So now we are on to the visual side of things for PC and next generation consoles only. So fix an issue where fog could look as if it were 2D in some places. An issue was fixed where the sky's reflection on the water with ray tracing enabled was partially missing at specific locations in White Orchard, Velen, and Tucson. Grass collision now works properly. Added an HDR calibration option. Calibration option. Fixed an issue where the mountains in Kaer Morhen could disappear when changing the camera angle while Geralt is underwater. Get Junior removed an unnecessary body of water from Oxenfurt sewers, and fixed an issue where the loading screen would stutter while having ray tracing enabled. So in terms of quests and gameplay, there's just 3 things here. Added an option to switch potions and apply oils from the radial menu. Fixed an issue where Geralt's health rapidly depleted when diving. The final trial fixed an issue where leaving the area and coming back could cause Lambert to stand in the water instead of sitting in the boat, blocking progress within that mission. So in terms of miscellaneous, just one thing here. Address some issues with loading saves when using the cross progression feature on multiple machines with the same GOG account. So now in terms of online features for a Nintendo Switch, added a cross progression feature between platforms which replaces the previous save file integration introduced in patch 3.6 for Nintendo Switch. Your latest saves will be automatically uploaded to the clouds so you can easily pick up where you left off right on other platforms, which is really nice. Cross progression provides the latest save for every save type. This feature becomes available after you log into your account, and please note that it requires a GOG account regardless of your platform. And of course, by signing up to my rewards in The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, you can receive Swords of the Nine-Tailed Vixen, White Tiger of the West Armor, Doll, Blathana, armor set, and the Roach card. I believe that was already the case, but either way, if you just go to thewitcher.com/myrewards, then of course you can get that. But yeah, I believe that was already a thing. But I might be wrong, it might be some new rewards. There were some rewards, but yeah, either way, you can get those. So in terms of additional content for Nintendo Switch, we have this. There is a new side quest in the Eternal Fire's Shadow in Velen. Rewards are inspired by Netflix's The Witcher series. And added an alternative appearance for Dandelion inspired by Netflix's The Witcher series. You can enable it in options through gameplay, and add an alternative Nilfgaardian armor set inspired by the Netflix's Witcher series, and you can enable it once again in options through gameplay, and added Chinese and Korean voiceovers. Availability varies by region and version. So in terms of quality of life changes, these are all for Nintendo Switch. So, added a quick sign casting option. It allows signs to be switched and cast without opening the radial menu, and you can find this in options under gameplay. Adjusted the minimum height for fall damage, allowing you to survive falls from higher heights. Herbs can now be instantly looted with a single interaction without the additional loot window. Added options that dynamically hide the minimap and quest objectives when not in combat or using Witcher senses. You can find it under options, video, HUD configuration, hide minimap during exploration, and hide objectives during exploration. Added the option to slow walk when playing with a controller. You can now slow walk just by lightly pushing the left stick forward. And add an alternative setting for sprint mode option when playing with a controller. It's activated by tapping the left stick. You can find it under options, control settings. Added an option to make target lock unaffected by camera inversion, and you can find it under control settings in options. Improved the radial menu so bombs, bolts, and pocket items can now be switched dynamically without opening the inventory. Added the option to scale the font size for subtitles, NPC chatter, and dialogue choices. You can find it under options, video, HUD configuration. Added various other small fixes, tweaks, and quality of life changes, including a few secrets to be discovered by you. Added an option to switch potions and apply oils from the radial menu, and then added an option to auto apply oils in combat. And the new default map filter. The new default filter hides some icons such as the question marks for undiscovered locations and both icons in order to reduce the icon flood, which I always found to be a bit of an issue, so it's nice that's no longer the case on Nintendo Switch. And these icons can be turned back on with the all map mode toggle. So basically, all of those improvements, quality of life changes, are just the next generation version of the game, but they've been added to Nintendo Switch, which is really nice, because of course, Nintendo Switch is nowhere near a next generation console, especially compared to the power of the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. So it's nice that those changes are still happening over on the Switch. Then in terms of gameplay, added the mod Full Combat Rebalance 3 by Flash in the Flesh, which includes balance changes and various fixes to gameplay. We took a curated approach to this mod with some elements further tweaks from what you'll find in the mod by default, while other elements were omitted. Scavenger Hunt Wolf School Gear fixed an issue where the chest at the signal tower couldn't be opened. From a Fire's Distant Shores fixed an issue where the diagram in the chest at the bandits hideout could be missing. Hard Times fixed an issue where Geralt couldn't talk or give the letter to the blacksmith. Echoes of the Past fixed an issue where after defeating the Foglet, the quest could get stuck and it wouldn't be possible to talk to Yennefer. Wine Wars fixed an issue where the quest couldn't be completed if you destroyed one of the required monster nests during exploration. Fixed an issue where the Grand Master Woven set wouldn't require mastercrafted items, and various small fixes to quests and cutscenes. And yeah, that is basically everything. That is patch 4.04. And the main thing here, of course, there's a couple fixes, yeah, sure, for PC, for console, the next generation consoles and everything like that. But the main thing is that the next generation update is now on Nintendo Switch. Really nice thing to see here. Of course, it's not getting all the graphical upgrades, it's not really getting any graphical upgrades at all, but it is getting a couple mods which will slightly tweak the overall visual effects of the game, but nothing major there. But of course, you're getting all the content and all of the quality of life changes from the next generation version over on Nintendo Switch. You're literally getting new content, so if you have the game on your Switch, you're getting some new content, you're getting a couple side quests, you're getting some extra armor, you're getting an alternative appearance for Dandelion, and of course you're getting all of these great changes to the game, which just makes it a much more playable experience. And in my opinion, all of these changes make it worth another entire playthrough of the game, like I've been doing on my PlayStation 5 since the next generation version released. I've replayed the game. I think that now people on Nintendo Switch have the opportunity to do the exact same thing and have a reason to replay the entire game, which is always nice. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is a great game, and it's definitely worth replaying at least 50 times, to be honest. But there we go. I just wanted to cover this brand new patch update for The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. So yeah, this is a really, really nice update, particularly for those Nintendo Switch players. But yeah, that does just about wrap up things here. Now, on screen now, you are seeing a link to a video where I go over the state of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt in 2023. Hit the link on the screen if you are interested in watching that.